Okay, after reboot it will to do this. Of course, in real time it is not like so. Just it is for lab practice only. I'm using desktop version. I think everyone join now. Okay. Okay. So in real time, how this will takes place is uh, if you have some it was done that using change management. It is a process called change management. That means you need to down that server, okay, to insert a new disk if you want to add a new disk, okay. So for that, at the data center team will insert a disk, and after that we need to run a system admin will need to run a command, echo some command is there, I will tell you later, okay. But here it is lab setup, so we are doing this. After adding that one, you'll find it easily. Okay, I'm logged in as a router. Now we'll see. I think everyone join now. Okay, if you see, now I have run that command fdisk-l. Now it is showing two hard disks in my virtual machine. Just now I added one more disk. Look here, hard disk 1 and hard disk 2. Okay, it is check whether it is showing or not. I ran that command fdisk-l. So it is showing first hard disk is STA. Okay, all the partitions of that STA is shown here, and second partition, so second hard disk is STB. So it is named the convention like this because I have added a SCSI disk. So SCSI SCSI disk. So the naming convention will be like that, STA STB. If you add one more disk, one more hard disk, then it will be like STC. Okay, so look here again, it is on 256, but it is not partition. But first hard disk was partition at the time of installation. That's why it is showing like this, STA1, STA2, STA3. So I need to do partition on a new disk. That's why I added a new hard disk to explain it clearly. Now I want to partition this one /dev STA. So for that I need to create a new partition. For that I need to use a command fdisk hyphen. So which drive, which hard disk I need to partition, that is /dev/sdb. So I need to give like this. So then if you run that command, it will show like this: a device contains neither a valid device. Of course it is for all those things, it will invalid flag. Okay, device compatible. Now what are the options available to create to do this on this partition? By typing a command m for help, we'll find all this. Okay, so if you press a, it will toggle for portable tag. Of course these are not usable. Mainly which one we need to use? If you want to print this menu, we need to use m. Already we have done that. If you want to add a new one, so you need to press n. If you want to print the partition table, you need to use p. If you want to quit without saving, you need to use q. If you want to save after doing that partition, you need to use w. Okay, these are helpful commands. These are simple helpful commands. Now I want to see what are the partition in stb. Of course it was not partitions, stb was not partition, so nothing was given here. Okay, next I want to create a new partition. So I type n. Look here, command action. So which you need to do primary partition or extended partition. So I want to primary partition, so just give 1. I'm sorry. Okay, p. So then it will take primary partition. If you want to do extended partition, we'll do that with the e option. Okay, so I told you in RHEL 6 it permits only 4 partitions. After those 3 partitions are p, and for primary partition we can do 1 extended partition. Of course we can do 4 primary partitions, but that is not a good way. Okay, it will permit it is better to go with 3 primary partition and 1 extended partition. Okay, based on the requirement, sometimes we need to do on entire hard disk as a one extended partition. Okay, that this depends. Another concept LVM is there, we can do that also. Okay, now first partition, because there are no partitions in my present drive STB, so I am going with first partition. That's why I entered 1. After that it is asking for first cylinder, where it starts 1. First cylinder is totally it is having 1305 cylinders. I need to tell where it needs to start. Of course it can start, the partition can start anywhere, but it is better to start continuously. So how much the size of this partition you want to do, so you can enter that in cylinders. Okay, or you can enter that in size MB, but we know kilobytes, megabytes, gigabytes, our terminal is like that. So I want to enter that one by pressing first. We need to enter plus. So how much I want to make a 1 GB. So for that 1 and capital Z like this, plus 1 G, you must enter like that. So I want to be that partition as 1 GB, 1 GB partition. So enter. So you can do that in cylinders also, but cylinders nomenclature we don't know. So if you want to do that, you can calculate how much cylinders it occupy for 1 GB. Do that. Okay, so check whether that was reflected or not. So now we have created a new partition, n. After that p primary partition, or you can use a e extend partition. After that we have given the boundaries, first from first cylinder to after that we have given the space is 1 GB. First cylinder 2, it will occupy some more cylinders. We'll see what are those. Okay, for that I want to see p, enter p. Okay, so the slash dev st b1. So look here, first starting cylinder is 1, ending cylinder is 132. So 1 GB, almost this one is 1 GB. Of course it was given in blacks, not in GB. Okay, and that partition name is type is Linux partition. Okay, we can have different type of partitions. Okay, so after that, if you want to go out of this screen, just you will press Q. But we have done new partition, we have partition in new partition. So you need to save it. For that you need to enter W. Okay, so W, and it will quit. If you use Q, it doesn't save this partition. Okay, be careful with that. Now check whether it was reflected in that or not. Okay, okay, reflected, but this was not written in partition table. So to do that one, you need to execute a command. You need to execute partx command. So partx, and my new partition name is, what was that one, slash dev stb1. Okay, of course it will give like that only stb. So entire you need to enter hard disk slash dev stb, not the partition like this. That's why it was given error. Now look here, of course it will write like this, error adding partition 1. Now if you check with df-h, then sorry, not df-h, so it will be updated. Next, so second portion is we have created a new partition, we have updated that in partition table. Okay, next you need to apply a file system on this partition. For that, what we need to do is we need to run a command. What was that command? Mkfs dot and file system type. If you want to partition format that with ext4 file system, you need to give ext4. If it is some different file system, suppose ext3 or xfs, you need to give xfs, and you must mention that partition name. So the next step is you need to format that partition with some file system. For that, the command is mkfs dot ext4 or ext3. Of course, in we are in RHEL 6.5 version, so I am giving ext4 file system, and on which partition we are applying this file system is /dev stb1. Enter. Okay. Okay, look here. So before that, if you don't format this hard partition stb1, everything will be in raw form. If you apply this file system mkfs.ext4 command on this disk, look here, it is formatting in an order. Okay, in an ordinal way. File system label, it is adding some label, black size, fragment size, some inodes, it is generating some inodes, it is making some blocks, okay, fragments, some fragments, so totally it is making some 7376 inodes are generated for this one. Okay, so that means it is doing in a systematic way, it is arranging it in a systematic way. That's why we need to apply a file system on any partition. Okay, next, so it was done. Next thing is what we need to do is after formatting this is some file system, next task you need to do is mount. So for mounting, you must need, mounting is nothing but attaching it directly to that file system. Already we have created a new partition, we have added a file system to that one. Sorry, we have formatted that with a file system. Now it is called a file system. Okay, so for that file system you must add some directory. Why we need to add that directory? We need to access that file system. Okay, for that we need to add a directory. Suppose for that you must create a directory, or you can use existing directory also. Now I am moving to my /root cd/root. Okay, so of course you can do it where you require that mount point, you can do this. I am doing this in /root, you can do this in a /opt or anywhere you can create a mount point. Mount point is nothing but a directory, some test directory. Okay, okay, mkdir, I have created a new directory. This is, now we can call it as a directory, or we can call it as a mount point, because we are trying to attach this test directory to a file system. That's why you can call it as mount point also. Test, I have created a new directory, I am attaching this directory to a new file system, a new partition, some file system is applied on that, so we can call it as mount point also. Now we are mounting, so to mount it temporarily, mount, okay, the syntax is, look here, the syntax is mount device name. First one is device name. Device name is here nothing but partition /dev /sd b1 b2 like that, and directory name, that mount point name. Okay, check, sorry. Okay, so here my mount point name is /dev sdb1, and directory name is, you must mention where it is, test. Okay, so /root, it was in test /root, so you need to mention a total path. Okay, if it was created in /test // then we can mention it is /test. It is in root now, that's why /root /test. Now it was attached. Check whether it is attached or not. Check with mount command. Okay, mount command. Previous already proc, all these come with system, and boot was created at that, this mount point, boot mount point was created at the time of installation. Proxies, this was also created by system. SR not was created by system. Media, that is default one. Look here, this was created by ourselves, that is /dev stb1. Before that it was not reflected. Of course it was rebooted, na? Okay, you cannot find it. Now you can see it, stb1. It was mounted on /root/test, and type of the file system is ext4, and read write, the type of this one is read write. That means we can read and write. Okay, we can mount a read only system, read only file system also, that I will show you later. Okay, so by using that mount command, now it was mounted temporarily. So currently mounted system, so it will appear in /etc mtab. Look here, it is a file /etc mtab file. It is a file, it is in /etc directory. mtab file is in /etc directory. All these currently mounted file systems are showing. Look here, it is newly created file system, new mount point. It is giving options like this. It is device name, it is root test is the mount point name, and file system type is ext4. rw are the options, and 0 1 are dump and check sequence. I will explain at the time of fs tab. Okay, this is way of doing temporary mounting a directory to a file system. Now I'm executing df-h. Okay, now it was reflected here and it was showing like this. But the problem with the temporary mounting is if I reboot the system, okay, for the next booting, next after upping the system, okay, the system is up, after the system is up, that stb1 and the /root/test will not reflect, because we have done it temporary mounting only. So if you use mount command, mount that device name and mount point name, it will mount temporarily. After the reboot it will doesn't exist. So for that we need to do permanent mounting. So for to mount permanently, what we need to do is we need to edit a file, nothing but /etc fs tab. Before editing that fs tab, just see what are the contents inside that fs tab. All the permanent mount points are stored in this fs tab, /etc fs tab. Okay, one of the very important file. If this file is missed, the system will not boot. Okay, so look here, all these are the permanently mounted mount points. Of course, some of them are identified by UID, unique UID. Okay, you can mount that that way also. You can do that like this also, /dev stb1 also. Okay, UID you can mount some mount point using like this, or you can like this also. Okay, so these are presently permanent mount points that are in fs tab. These are entries in. Now, so I want to enter my mount point /root/test, this mount point permanently. So for that I need to edit that /etc tab. So I'm using vi /etc fs tab. Okay, so do this carefully. Okay, you must know vi. Okay, now I'm in command mode. Okay, now I want to insert some data into it. Okay, so I need to go with insert mode. So I pressed I, then it was in insert mode. I'm going to the end of this one and enter. So new entry, I need to do new entry. The first option here is device name /dev stb2. Okay, in fs tab there are 6 entries are there, 6 fields are there, first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. Okay, so this one first entry is device name, it is important. After that press tab. Okay, second name is your mount point name. So here my mount point name is slash root mount point is test. Okay, again press tab, and third field is ext4, that is file system type. Okay, and fourth one is of course here I am giving defaults. These are the options. Options are just like the options are like read write, different options will be there. Here I am giving default options. You do some Google search something regarding these options. Okay, when the situation comes I will explain about these options. Next two entries are of course here 00 are given. These are, first one is check sequence, second one is dump. That means check sequence means after every reboot, the what this operating system will do is it will run some file system consistency check, fsck command. There is some fsck command is there. It will check whether the file system is corrected or not. Okay, if you give one here, after every reboot it will check the consistency of the it will run some command on that, so it will take some time. Okay, for that I have given 0. If 0 is given, it will doesn't check any file system consistency. If 1 is given, it will do the file system consistency after the reboot. Every reboot it will do. And second option is another 0 is there. Now here this field is for dumping. Dumping is means in real time we need to take backup of every mount point. If you want to backup, take backup after every reboot. So automatically if you give 1 here, it will take backup after the reboot. Okay, of course it will take some time, so the booting process will be slow down. So I have given 0. If in real time only some mount points are taken backup, where there you can give 1 2 like this. If it is 1, there is some full incremental backup. It is 2, some differential backup are there, like that. There are some options 1 2 3, you google it. Okay, so these two are check sequence and dumping. So first check sequence is nothing but it will run fsck command. That means file system consistency check after every reboot. If you give 1, if it is 0, it doesn't run any file system consistency. You will understand in the further classes what is file system consistency test. And the second one is dump sequence. If you give, if it is 0, taking backup is disabled. If it is 1, after every reboot it will take the sorry, before a reboot it will take the backup. Okay, 1 2, based on schemes it will 1 2 given like that, full incremental or differential backup, cumulative backup. Based on that it will take that full backup or incremental backup. There are some options. Okay, so after entry and giving entries into this fs tab like this. First field is, there are 6 entries in fs tab. First field is slash device type. Of course you can give that by using uid also. Okay, that for the next class do that exercise, how to give the entries in fs tab using uid. Okay, simple one, that same way, but you need to know uid of that stb2. How to find that stb2 uid, google it. Next one is second entry is mount point name, third entry is file system type, fourth entry is options of that file system. How to mount that mount point, read only or read write, or in some ways, other ways, that is defaults. Next these two are check sequence and dumping means taking backup. Okay, after that you need to save the data. You know that one, escape shift colon, I need to save it, wq, enter. Okay, now check whether in that RCTF tab it was reflected or not. Okay, cat, look here, it was clearly there. Okay, now if you run df-h command also, it was reflected here. If you run this one mount command, there is also, it was reflected. Okay, That's how we mount a mount point permanently or and temporarily. So mounting is nothing but attaching a directory to a file system. How to format a file system, that means how to apply a file system on a new partition means first what we need to do is we need to create a new partition by using fdisk command. After that you need to proceed with the options given in that fdisk command. Okay, next we need to uh, update that partition table using partx command without restarting the system. Next, after that we need to apply that file system on that partition by running mkfs dot file system type command. Okay, after that we need to mount the partition or mount point using temporary mount or permanent mount. Temporary mount, you need to run the command mount device name and mount point name. Okay, for permanent one we need to enter the entries in /etc fs tab. That is how we can do partitioning in Red Hat Linux 6. Okay, almost same procedure in 5 also, Red Hat 5 also similar procedure. Okay, in 7 the file system, of course here we have used the ext4 file system. In 7 it is xfs, it will support xfs. Why xfs is means google it, or at the end of this course I will tell you why they have gone with the xfs file system. There are some advantages over ext4, that's why they have chosen that one. Okay, so mounting is nothing but adding a directory to a particular partition or file system. Okay, so that means why we need to go for mounting is we need you want to write data, or we want to execute some data into that partition. Okay, check whether it is accessible or not. To access that one we have created a mount point. Okay, so we can access it, we can create a file also here. So look here, so I am in new mount point. The mount point name is /root/test. Okay, it is on a new partition. Entire partition is attached to this mount point /test. Okay, to access that one we need to format on a file system and we need to mount this with some partition. Okay, so access is nothing but writing some data. Okay, here in this file system the options are default, that means it read and write read only. If you give read only, then it will doesn't allow to write create a file in that directory. Okay, so now we can access, so that means we have created successfully a partition, and after that we have mounted a mount point, we have attached a directory to that partition after formatting it with a file system. That is how we can do in Red Hat Linux 6. Okay, practice it, it is very important. Okay.